Welcome to Surviving the Fuckery, where we're just trying to survive all the fuckery that's going on in the world today. Now, before we jump into this video, y'all know what I have to do. I have to give a big shout out to those of you who have donated to the channel because you appreciate the time, effort, and creativity it takes to create these videos. Dana Clark, Chaos from Kokomo, Danielle Wells, Zen Alley Cat, Mountain Goddess, Tony Wilson, M. the Baddest, No More Procrastination, James, Mary Martinez, Tracy L. Hennessy, Eric Jordan, Leaning Lamp, Chanel Daniels, Ramona Paravola, Sammy Bankston, Real Deal, Christopher Peck, Michelle Valley, Denise Lapola, Tarbarian Bay, Zachary Snow, Jamie Valentine, Blondell Sykes, and Divine Prophecy. Thank you. Your donations mean everything to me, and your support means everything to me, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Now, in case you've been living under a rock somewhere, so-called Black men are not feeling cackling Kamala. They are fully aware that she ain't like us, and she don't like us, and they will not be swayed by Blacking women or fake-ass celebrities, because they realize with their real eyes that this Indian Caucasian woman has never, nor will she ever, do anything to benefit them. Now, that being said, enjoy.
Joe Biden needs to resign. I'm like, you know who gets the job if he quits, right? He quits, the black lady gets the job.
Come on.
So my concern was, this ain't happening.
Come on.
And we have to make a decision for us this to happen.
Come on.
And the president has to make the decision for that to happen.
Come on, folks.
Let me just say, I won't say necessarily I knew what I was doing at that time. I knew what I was doing.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know?
Come on.
Biden is out and Kamala is in. The election went from drool runnings to cool runnings faster than a female cop can fumble her firearm. Move over, RFK. This November, we've got a new throat goat, and apparently her headshots don't miss. Kamala Harris, or as we call her, Warhawk Tua, the half-black, half-Indian, parents met at a 7-Eleven robbery, is officially the Democratic nominee. Surely the Dems, the party that calls Trump the end of democracy, surely they allowed the voters to choose Kamala, right? What? No? Wait, there's no right to choose? Guys, this is a presidential election, not a woman's body in Oklahoma. Now, I don't want to seem like a flat-earthing, dinosaur-denying, believe-all-women conspiracy theorist, but it kind of feels like the Democrats dragged Biden's lifeless corpse through the campaign long enough to avoid a primary so they could place whoever they wanted as the nominee. And that's about as democratic as North Korea's Got Talent.
I got the fucking Secret Service calling me 5 times, nigga! I don't know goddamn shit about politics, my nigga. I don't know nothing. I don't know shit. I don't know not a goddamn thing, my nigga. What the fuck am I supposed to talk about on screen about politics?
I keep telling y'all, black folks ain't going for this. And this is where the Democrats fail every single time, thinking that all black folks think the same. We are not really rocking with no Kamala Hills Up Harris. Play the clip.
Yeah, so I just wanted to come on here and get some shit off my chest, because for about the past, I don't know, 2 weeks maybe, I've seen a lot of black celebrities and media personalities and so-called journalists make it their business to try to shame and denigrate and shit on and insult the intelligence of black men because they don't want to vote for Kamala Harris. They are actively out here villainizing black men for not wanting to vote for Kamala Harris. And I said it before and I will say it again. They think they own us. They think they own our fucking vote. They want us to believe that we have some sort of obligation to them, that when it's right for them, we should play identity politics and vote for her because she's black. And now they're pushing the narrative that we're dumb, that we're uneducated, we're misinformed, we don't know what the fuck is going on. And the crazy thing about it is, it's the complete opposite. The people who are running away from Kamala Harris are the people who are informing themselves, who are researching, that actually know what the fuck is going on and just not letting themselves be told any goddamn thing. That's the reality of the situation. So, you know, it's astonishing to me to see it though, where you have these people, they sending out these black women and these boot-licking ass men, right? The Van Joneses, the Bakari Sellers, the Roland Martins, right? The D.L. Hugleys, even Plies, and it's a whole bunch of them who are trying to shame black men for thinking for themselves, because that's all they doing. We're thinking for ourselves. They're just like when a slave owner didn't want you to learn how to read. Because once you learn how to read, you have knowledge, and knowledge is fucking power. And that's the problem. No, watch MSNBC. Don't do no thinking. Let us tell you what to think. Huh? Don't you want to see a black woman president? Don't you want to see somebody who belonged to a sorority? Don't you want to see a black woman get sworn in by a black woman on Martin Luther King's birthday? A whole bunch of token shit that don't mean a goddamn thing. That's what they want us to vote for. Y'all out your motherfucking minds, man. I was listening to Ricky Smiley. Ricky Smiley talking about in regards to black men, they not doing the right research. What? Who the fuck you talking to, Ricky Smiley? They not doing the right research. So because we're thinking for ourselves, we're not doing the right research. We're supposed to listen to you. That's the right research.
Catch me, baby. Prime time. Hey. What the hell?
Joy Reid telling black people, you're going to look weird.
Particularly as a person of color, but really as anyone who claims to have any connection to the culture, you're going to look real weird.
What the fuck, we in the 6th grade? Don't nobody give a fuck about looking weird. We worrying about the issues, the economy, our communities, our children, our futures. What the fuck you talking about looking weird? See, that's the dumb shit. See, that's for weak-minded people. And they just gonna keep going, bro. You get all the narratives is gonna keep going. Sellout, coon, traitor, you hate black women and all that cool shit. Bakari and Van Jones up on CNN crying and boo-hooing. Don't nobody give a fuck. Too smart to fall for that shit, man. So y'all can keep rolling that shit out. We gonna keep standing 10 motherfucking toes down. The fuck out of here.
The audacity of these motherfuckers. Steve Harvey, L. Hughes, Ricky Smiley, Roland Martin, motherfucking list goes on. Talking about some y'all need to vote for Kamala. Vote for Kamala. Do your research. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all embarrassing us. Motherfuckers, you all are embarrassing us. How dare you all? You all entitled to vote for whoever the fuck you think in your bright heads is the best choice. You are not entitled to belittle, punish, and make fun of black men and think the complete opposite. We are not voting for no fucking Kamala. Leave us alone. Just because y'all got fucking paid to advertise good talk from that goddamn administration don't mean all of us have to sell our souls. We picking up books, we reading, we research. What we not about to do is be bamboozled by motherfucking Steve. Are you shitting me? Boy, you can't even fulfill your goddamn marriages. Stealing people's jokes. Why the fuck would we take your word for anything? Kings of comedy. D.L. Hughley, Steve Harvey? Oh, no, there's only one king of comedy on that fucking tape, and it's Bernie.
Go.
And everybody knows it. You motherfuckers is the backup dancer. Why the fuck would we listen to a man that dresses up constantly as a fucking old woman? I can't even look at you in your eye and take you serious. If you ask him a simple ass question, all he did was belittle black men. Y'all need to go on with that. Keep that same energy. Keep that. What? Oh, that fucking Roland Martin. Ooh, that Roland Martin. Real quick, Roland. How much gum is under the table? Bill White from the fucking 7th Dwarf? Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory? Oompa fucking Loompa? We definitely ain't taking your ass serious. They want us to believe that these type of black men are fucking leaders. Because y'all got successful out of luck, you all are supposed to be our leaders and collect checks and backstab us. The damn right I'm yelling. You want to know why? All the successful brothers, we can't even take them serious. You don't sit here and try to manipulate us. Real sad that the world The country is in fucking turmoil as we speak the last 4 years. And you are going to get on fucking television and interviews and sit here and try to convince us that we need to stick with the fucking candidate that's in office now that's creating the fucking turmoil? Are you all like y'all rabbit-ass, Looney Tune-ass mom? Or not going to manipulate none of us strong black men into believing the shit that y'all don't even actually believe? I kid you not, none of these motherfuckers will vote. I bet you they won't vote. But I bet you they cash that motherfucking check.
Hey, what's up? I want to address this Ricky Smiley meltdown situation. I don't agree with Ricky Smiley on this situation where he's saying that people bashing Kamala Harris online or whatever. People got a right to do what they want to do. You know, if they criticizing or you feel like they bashing, but come on, Ricky, you want people to block people because they're not voting for Kamala. I'm not voting for Kamala. I mean, I'm voting for Trump. It's obvious because of policies. She hadn't even said anything about a policy what she had, but she stole it from Trump.
Eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers.
Because when I get to office, we are going to not charge taxes on tips.
But anyway, I don't think she's qualified. She's just not qualified.
Hey, come here. Look at me. Hey, look at me. What'd I say? No. Come here. Look at me. Hey, look at me. No. Come here. Look at me. Hey, what? You want it? No.
How many of you know a black man who has expressed to you that they're committed to voting for Donald Trump? Okay. For the brothers who have told you that or said that to you, has the emergence of Kamala Harris changed that for those brothers? No.
Big obsession with like this big push of Trump support from black people. Like, what's going on here, Fight?
Couple things. I think the reason why Donald Trump is getting more support from black people, and I would not be surprised if this would be the first election since the 1930s that black people voted more for a Republican than a Democrat. So history might be made in November. History might be made. But don't get it twisted. The black bourgeoisie is on their job and they out there. You know, so the black bourgeoisie ain't gonna go easy because they know if Trump wins, they're done.
I got rich with Trump. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the red team anyway, all across the board, if you know what I mean. So like, I always with Trump. I did when I was a kid. I like when he used to talk crazy to Rosie O'Donnell, all that. I always liked Trump.
Right.
Can't tell me what he did wrong to black people. You niggas are brainwashed and stupid. I still don't know what is y'all talking about. Don't talk about that old Central Park because everybody thought them did it. Right. They got all, okay, sorry, it happens in life. That what else can you name? You know what I'm saying? They really can't. You dumb. So like, Kamala Harris, who? Like, I didn't know this whole 4 years she did nothing good.
Right.
I'm rolling with the red team, man.
Come on, man.
And my took a bullet and stood up and said, fight on.
Right.
Who's doing that? It could have been a whole SWAT team knocking them down from up there. That nigga took the bullet ear and looked at it and said, fight on. Man, who's doing that?
Come on, man.
That's ready for war.
Well, you know, I say Trump is probably the most blackest president ever.
Always been. Definitely blocking Barack Obama and white ass.
Come on, man. My nigga got baby mama problems.
Come on, champ.
Come on, man. He got shot.
Come on, man. What else?
Come on,
big
man.
felon too now.
Went to jail.
Come on now.
Is that not the blackest
president? Paid off the you know what I'm saying? Stood in the get paid for the and all that. Yeah.
Free Kodak.
Free numerous.
Come on, man.
Pardon Wayne.
Come on, man.
Free Yak.
Hey, man. I'm Trump, man. Shout out Trump.
Yeah.
All that for a drop of blood.
You know, Pusha voted Democrat, voted for Kamala. We ain't seen her since the election either. And I ain't seen you talking Whole Foods. I ain't seen you since the election. They got 94% of the black female vote. You would have thought Drake was running.
It's already started on Twitter. The black gender war. It's already happened before. The Democrats has already separated the black family, coming in, offering welfare services, telling black women if the man won't in the house, they could get a check. Back in the early 40s when the welfare system first started, yes, they literally went around telling black women they would give them a $16 a month check if they didn't have a black man in the house. Now, we have black women on all over social media saying that they can't count on black men to vote for Kamala Harris, that black men are going to be sellout, that black men don't care about the race. No, we don't care about symbolic victories and token first. We want a plan like the platinum plan that Donald Trump and Ice Cube worked and hashed out. Black women, we are not going to side with you. You've already abandoned the black man by running out on our family for welfare. You sided with the LGBT community. You sided with feminism. We are not going to side with you guys. We are not going to let you guilt us into you celebrating a Chucks and Pearls symbolic victory.
Yeah, don't let these people mind rape you and mind screw you into forgetting about the fact that Kamala Harris said that she wouldn't do anything exclusively for black people.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
And then turned around and did something exclusively for Asian people.
President Biden today signing a bill to combat the growing number of hate incidents against Asian Americans.
And then turned around and did something exclusively for white Jewish people.
Real quick. 1993 exoticness. You know what I'm saying? Let's get technical. Where's your bone at? Get up on that shit, alright?
There is no way in hell I would ever vote for Kamala Harris. That's just a no-go right there. Primary reason is she has been reckless and irresponsible. She was in charge of the border, and she left us open to danger and a whole host of other issues and solid, logical reasons why I cannot, in good conscience, allow her to California, my America.
Look at California. Look at California. Look at California.
If Kamala Harris was here right now, what would you tell her?
You're cooked. You were in charge of the border for the past 3 years, and where have you been? I don't even think you ever went.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, you know, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe.
All I see you at is rallies with Megan Thee Stallion twerking out to vote. Saying that you're going to get the economy in place, but you've had the past 3 years to do it. You literally aren't doing anything. I want to also tell you this, you're not black, you're Indian.
What we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that.
And for you to try and sit here and pander, depending on what election year it is and who it is that you're talking to, is outrageous. You're going to Georgia, you're going to Atlanta, and you're changing the way that you speak.
I said to the congressman, I didn't know he could preach like that. Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. Do I see people testifying? Can I get a witness?
Because you think that people are dumb enough to not see through that bullshit. You've destroyed our economy.
That is called Bidenomics. That is called Bidenomics, and we are very proud of Bidenomics. Yeah, go ahead and clap.
You've destroyed our border.
After decades in law enforcement, I know the importance of safety and security.
You are literally the softest person on crime that I've ever met. supporting defunding the police, raising money for BLM, violent rioters and looters in 2020, you are dangerously liberal. You are far left. You are the sole reason that our country is being destroyed. Joe Biden has no idea what's going on, and you've been the VP. You've been pulling the puppet strings associated with the donors and the bureaucrats and this small group of people that want to destroy our country. So Kamala, I would tell you, give it up, you're cooked. There's no chance you win unless you try and rig the election again, but you can't, because there's too much support now. Trump is gonna win, and he's really the only chance we have at saving our country. I'm gonna be voting for the first time ever. Everyone watching this should vote. Make sure you make your voices heard, and go Trump 2024.
Kamala Harris didn't earn any nomination. She was coronated. She was coronated by the Democrat elites because they knew Joe Biden couldn't win. That's what happened here. This is a slap in the face of the same democracy they've been lecturing everybody for 3.5 years that they're trying to protect. But when it came to their own political power, they shoved Joe Biden aside. And they coronated Kamala Harris. But the coronation is not going to work because her record is his record. It's the Biden-Harris administration. It is Kamala Harris who was the border czar, and she failed. It was Kamala Harris who was the tie-breaking vote in the United States Senate that put through the American Rescue Plan, which caused the greatest inflation in modern American history, the greatest inflation we've ever seen for Americans who are 45 years and under. We've never seen anything like this.
You still on the Democratic plantation of black folks. I don't know what to say. So, you doomed. Kamala Harris can't win, and she already said she's not going to do anything for black people. You know, so if you want me to do something for black people specifically, no, that's what she said. So she's not the candidate for us.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Before y'all Democrats start trying to play the race card, I want y'all to understand this. Kamala is not black. Her kids is not black. Her husband is not black. She does not come from black culture. So don't tell me I got to support Kamala Harris because she black.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Do you ever wonder why Kamala Harris always seems to be laughing all the time? If I had to guess, it's probably because she presents herself as an African-American woman when she's actually a woman of Jamaican and Indian descent. She's probably also laughing because individuals don't seem to know or care that one of her own apparent ancestors was a Jamaican slave owner who owned well over 100 slaves. She's probably also laughing because individuals don't know that her own father was a Marxist professor emeritus at Stanford University, which would help explain why she felt it was appropriate to post information on X telling individuals how to raise funds so they could let the violent rioters and looters of 2020 out of jail after the George Floyd incident swept the nation. She's probably also laughing because she knows her side frequently clutches their pearls over Trump's alleged affairs without realizing that Kamala Harris herself had an affair with San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown back in the 90s when he was 61 and she was only 31. She's probably also laughing because media outlets like Axios frequently claim that she was never in charge of the border, when Axios themselves called her the border czar only a few years ago. She's probably also laughing because her strong messaging to individuals who would cross into this country illegally was, and I quote, "Don't come." She's probably laughing predominantly because she knows that her voters vote with emotions instead of with critical thinking skills. And honestly, if I knew that voters on my side would not know or care about the information I just told you, and would instead turn and attack someone like me for bringing them to light, I'd probably be laughing all the time too.
Well, well, well. You know, I knew this day would come. I knew it would come, you know? And I felt it in my ovaries. And I'll tell you something. I didn't think that sticking all those needles in that Biden doll would help, but here I am. We're gonna have so much fun. I've been a little busy since the news broke, and, you know, I was galvanizing with many donors. And I asked my good friend Jean-Claude Van Damme Pierre to help me with my acceptance speech, so here goes nothing. Oh, say, can you see? Okay. By the dawn's early light, Jean-Claude, I don't want to talk about Don in the speech. It's okay, I think you're confused. Yeah, hanging around Joe just really fucked you up. Alright, I'm gonna do this my way, alright? I got this far. Okay. America. And Willie. Get ready. Because it is time to unburden what has been.
There's no way that lady's a heartbeat away from the president.
We have seen what can be unburdened by what has been.
There's no way. There's no way someone is not telling her to stop saying that same thing over and over again.
To see what can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been? Like, she just says it over and over and over again.
To see what can be unburdened by what has been.
This isn't real. This is writing. Someone wrote this. It seems like a script.
The ability to see what can be unburdened by what has been.
Vice President Harris will say repeatedly, what is the quote? The quote is that we can see what can be unburdened by what has been. Is that word salad or Marxism? It's Marxism. That is, in fact, not at all word salad. It is a Marxist, as I said on Twitter the other day and got mocked relentlessly by the media for this, I said it's a Marxist incantation, as a matter of fact. It's like a spell. So you can see the possibility of a world that's unburdened from its own history, which is exactly what Mao Zedong did when he launched the campaign of Smash the Four Olds, the four old characteristics of Chinese society. They were going to make a new China that was going to be unburdened by what had been in the past of China. This is what the Soviets, the Bolsheviks, did when they took over power in Russia, is that they were going to make the new Russia. They're going to make the new man, as a matter of fact. People could become unburdened by what has been so that they could see what could possibly be in the terms of a socialist utopia. So, Madam Vice President, when she says that, I assume, given that her father was a Marxist and a professor, I assume she knows what she's saying, and I don't buy her Idiot Valley speak shtick one bit. I think she's far more smart and far more savvy than conservatives have given her credit for, and she is an outright Marxist.
Meet your new Democratic nominee, Kamala Harris.
Why would you nominate her? Wasn't she the border czar over all of this?
She was never the border czar.
The border czar.
Don't you have all these articles saying she was in this document from Congress.gov?
No. You are forgetting that she was the border czar.
You're forgetting it.
Oh, fine, okay. Well, what about this bail fund for rioters in 2020 that she promoted?
She never donated to a BLM bail fund.
Ow. I literally have her tweet promoting the exact bail fund right here.
No, you do not.
She said we have to defund the police.
No, she didn't.
What? It was like her whole platform.
No, it wasn't.
You're denying things we all saw. There are records.
No, there aren't.
She was ranked the single most liberal senator in the country.
No, she was not.
You can't gaslight voters into...
Kamala Harris is conservative.
What?
She was ranked the most conservative senator.
How can you erase her entire history?
I can imagine what will be unburdened by what was.
You know, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Kamala Harris, she hates black people. Kamala Harris hates black people. You heard it here first. During her tenure as California's first black senator, and before that as a prosecutor for 27 years, no one in the state of California put more black people in jail for minor crimes and non-violent crimes than Kamala Harris. So how can she not hate black people? She's trying to lock half the state of California up if you're black.
I call her Miss Lock Up Her Brother, for when she was the AG in California, a Negro knew, a black man knew that he was dead in the water. He was dead in the water. Matter of fact, you don't need a trial. You might well go into jail if you appear before her, because she took pride in locking up black folk. And now all of a sudden she's trying to be sister girl. I'm telling it. Check out her record. She locked us up left and right. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, you did, Kamala, however I should pronounce it. You did. And now we're supposed to forget all that stuff.
Watch Vice President Kamala Harris engage in hypocrisy when it comes to Russia and her career as a prosecutor.
Beginning as a young lawyer in the courtroom and later running the California Department of Justice, I know firsthand the importance of gathering facts and holding them up against the law.
Before you vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris for president, you should know this. This is Kevin Cooper. Kevin Cooper was hours away from a deadly lethal injection when his lawyers actually asked to acquire DNA evidence to assure that he was actually guilty of the crime. Kamala Harris and the office that she worked for at the time refused to turn over this DNA evidence, which actually proved that Kevin Cooper was not guilty of the crime. It actually took the governor of California to demand that she turn over the evidence. Once she actually did turn over the evidence, Mr. Cooper was exonerated immediately. Kamala Harris was actually asked by the New York Times about this incident. She said she feels really bad about it. That's a very large statement for someone's life that was in your hands. Not only that, but when Kamala Harris was the head of California State's Attorney General's office, the drug labs that were being used to test and see if the narcotics were actually real or not was actually bringing back a bunch of false positives, which allowed thousands of people to end up incarcerated, even though the tests were wrong. Kamala Harris and her office never attempted to let the judges or the lawyers or anyone else know that the drug labs were actually coming back with these false positives.
This is just my opinion, man. Kamala Harris does not identify with black people, in my opinion. I'm gonna tell you the problem with us as black people, the biggest mistake we make. And I was guilty of this. We vote for people because our community wants us to. We'll vote for people just because of their race. Don't even know their politics. Can't tell you the first thing about their politics. But because they're black and we black and the things black people went through, we feel like it's only right that we vote for them. And that was the mistake I made in the last election. Kamala Harris does not identify with black people. And I'm not saying that because she's married to a Jewish guy. I'm saying that overall. And she has put numerous brothers in jail. Numerous brothers in jail, like on some prosecutor misconduct type stuff. In fact, like prosecutor misconduct type stuff. Let me tell you. She put a guy in jail for 6.5 years. She accused him of unaliving his best friend, one of his friends. And he didn't even do it. She was right there hammering it, beating a dead horse, knowing that this guy was completely innocent. He wasn't the first one in that community that did that. She put several people behind bars, knowing that the evidence did not point to them. But society needed somebody to pay for that crime. That's just the bottom line. She put one guy in prison for 6.5 years. The same guy that got accused of unaliving his friend, he went to prison for 6.5 years on a life sentence. Came home, got acquitted on 6.5 years because the DA's office, which was headed by Kamala Harris, tried to frame him.
In 2008, I was framed for murder and wrongfully convicted by the office of Kamala Harris, sentenced 50 to life in prison. It took me 5.5 years to ultimately get back in the trial due to prosecutorial misconduct, and it took me another year to go to my second trial, to which I was vindicated by a jury of my peers. When I got convicted, Kamala Harris was in the courtroom. When I got sentenced 50 to life in prison, Kamala Harris was in the courtroom. When I looked back and I seen her, she was smiling. And she did that stupid ass laugh that she do right now. This shit ain't funny.
But I ain't gonna lie, I kinda got a lot to say this morning. I really do. But I'm gonna start right here. First of all, stop telling me to vote for Kamala for change. Why the hell I need to vote for her for change when she been the vice president for 4 years and ain't made a change? For 4 years, you been the second most powerful person in this nation, and you ain't made a change. The biggest change, you was over Border Patrol. The biggest change you done made was let tens of millions of illegal immigrants in the country. So I ain't voting for your ass. You ain't did it while you had the power to do it. So what make me think you gonna do it now? The second thing I got to say, just say hypothetically speaking, you did identify as a African American instead of an Indian, as you've been proclaiming. Even though you went to HBCU, you still proclaimed to be an Indian. Let's just say you was a black woman. If I was a black woman, I would be embarrassed that your ass got up there and let Meg Thee Stallion shake her rump at a presidential rally. So you promoting black power, and that's who you got up there to perform? All the influential black women you could have got up there to do that, you got Meg Thee Stallion. What about India Reed? What about Lauryn Hill? What about Tim's? Hell, you could have got Mary J. Blige to get up there and do that little thing she be doing. But you get Meg Thee Stallion. You get somebody that got up there and shook they rump. Somebody that got up there and shook they rump. I'm talking about shaking rump at a presidential rally. But then y'all call Trump a joke. I ain't hear no policies. You go to a page, I don't see no policies. All I see is donation buttons. What the hell is going on, man?
I'm gonna say this. That Megan Thee Stallion, Kamala Harris thing showed you how much they don't respect us. It showed you how much they think of us. It showed you that they need us. Y'all act like we need this woman, Kamala Harris. What do we need her for? Because everything that she's promising, you know she ain't gonna do. Everything that she trying to claim and represent, she ain't about that life. This just shit pisses me off to the highest level of positivity. It's fucking with my soul to see all these black people doing this to themselves. But y'all do y'all thing. Go ahead, do your thing. I'm gonna just sit back and watch what happened. But I'm gonna say this before I get out of here. Anybody rocking with Kamala Harris? Fuck you. And the stupids and the beats.
I am sick. I am sick of your shit. And when I'm not sick, I'm tired. I am sick and tired.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Kamala Harris to engage the black voter, bring the black voters in. At one of her rallies, she brings in Meg Thee Stallion. And then Meg Thee Stallion proceeds to twerk at this rally. I don't know about you, but seeing it as a black person, I find that highly offensive. Just to the fact that that's how they feel about the black vote. It's like, that's what they like. That stuff right there. So yeah, put her in there, let her twerk, then they'll vote for me. Man, y'all need to wake up, cause I can't believe y'all buying into this. They are insulting you to your face, and y'all are oblivious to what's happening. Man, what are we gonna do with y'all?
Always heard this rumor that she slept her way to the top. That's true?
She did. Look, if you want to find out about it, go online to the LA Times morgue. They've been reporting on her for 30-some years. She's in her 20s, and Willie Brown took her up as his mistress. there was a medical firm that dealt with San Francisco. He got her a 15-hour-a-week part-time job there, which she never showed up to according to the Times, but they paid her $72,000 a year for 15 hours a week. And so he got her promoted up so she did 20 hours a week. Times reported she never showed up, but she got 120 grand a year. So he bought her a 750i BMW, which was the top of the line at the time. So he set her up with all of the connections to get her into politics. The Times did a thing about this thing she had allegedly with an NBA player to get a job with a big law firm, and then a thing they did on her with the assistant director for the district attorney's office to get on with them, and then Montel Williams, and then back to Willie Brown, and then the rest of the whole thing, and she winds up with a Hollywood lawyer type.
I'm intrigued by enthusiasm. Specifically the enthusiasm that is running rampant and running wild in the Democratic Party all of a sudden. Enthusiasm for that $5 fucking whore.
Kwe tiger from China, pum pum. So China does kick Kylie brother, pum pum. Them say me love sing bout me, pum pum. I got a classy pum pum.
Welcome back to the poop. Today we have a special guest.
Damn it!
Kamala.
Yeah?
Take your knee pads off and come out from under the table.
Sorry about that. I thought I was doing a documentary about protein.
A documentary on protein?
Yeah, I'm a protein specialist.
That a lovely pearl necklace.
Thank you. It's my third one today.
Why is your pearl necklace all wet?
'Cause I just got it.
Trump is gonna make everybody disappear.
So Kamala.
Yeah?
How did you get your start in politics?
It's all in the wrist.
All in the wrist?
Yeah, and sometimes it ends up on your face, and sometimes on your hand, and sometimes on your back.
Wow. So do you remember your first day in politics?
I remember it like it was tomorrow.
Oh.
I said, Willie, let go of my ear.
Yo, I'm not the biggest fan of Kamala Harris. If you didn't know, she had a pretty long career as a criminal prosecutor where she locked up a lot of people that I don't think deserve to get locked up. And then she also has some shady moments in her political career. But I can't deny the fact that she's overly hated, okay? She's not worse than like Dick Cheney or Mike Pence, and she's also way more competent than the last vice president. But yet everyone always has such nasty things to say about her personal dating life and stuff like that. And if we're being real, it's because she's a woman and because she's black. Okay, I feel like if everyone was just a little more realistic with how they feel about her, then she wouldn't be getting death threats at her house.
Shut the fuck up. Shut all the way the fuck up until you reach the top of Shut Fuck Mountain, where there are no more fuck ups to shut.
Yes, can you tell me why you'll be voting for Kamala? 'Cause she black. Do you know what does she actually do? Be black. Are you voting red or blue? Black. What's her favorite part of the year? Black History Month. And again, why are you voting for her? 'Cause she black.
Take your vote back, Hakeem.
No.
Take it back. You stupid American. Today I have passed some new laws, and I think you're gonna like them. Starting today, prisons and border walls will be called down. You'll be arrested if you're straight. Dead people, squirrels, and people in the future will be able to vote. Brothers and sisters can get married. 2-year-olds can make their own decisions. Men can now legally get pregnant. Everybody will get a driver's license. Families can travel to the sun. And every elementary school bathroom will have free tampons.
Miss Kamala Harris, you need to sit back and shut up and take a few days. The last person that we need as president is you. Okay. No, I'm sorry, but your skin color and big smile won't do. You ain't fit to be no president, and your past service is proof. Just look at the border. Since you've been over it, you letting everybody come through. It's estimated that about 15 to 20 million people came in illegally. Under under your watch. You supposed to tighten the border, but you done caused too many leaks. Look at Chicago and Denver and New York City too. Just ask Oakland, this migrant crisis done hit them too. You digging inside of the taxpayers' pockets to give an illegal a home? Ho, are you tripping? This can't be real. This who you Democrats really all on.
I want y'all to know right now, if you think we went crazy for Obama, we had this nigga on Nikes, t-shirts, mugs. We had this man's portrait up in our house like he was an ancestor. Kamala Gate, it will be insane. The black girl magic that will coat this nation will be historical. We might do a Kamala parade.
Or, here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the fuck up.
In a million years, you would never get me to vote for Kamala Harris. You can put a gun to my head and say, hey, either you vote for Kamala Harris or I'm pulling the trigger and I'm gonna take my chances with the gun jam. Because I just believe that God got us. We no longer as black men are part of the Democratic plantation, and we can learn to think for ourselves. And it was dependent on our women and our parents to continue to finesse us and tell us that we had to vote Democrat just because we black. But an informed voter is a dangerous voter. And the fact that we can think for ourselves and we educated and we got resources, listen, you are the most powerful being on this earth when you become informed, because you unlock your mind to the possibilities of a what if. I'm not telling you that you have to vote Republican, but I am telling you that you are not obligated just because the people that came before you is trying to finesse you and to think one way. You can think for yourself.
Bitch, I was made in America, landed it free. Down my feet before I live on my knees. Communist shit wasn't a part of the dream. Suppressing our speech is obscene. I've been prayed in America, ain't taking my guns. Rigging the election and able to run. The US and B make America great again. Flexible feelings, I'm done. Hey. Hey. Bitch, I was made in America. Hey. Bitch, I was made in America. This ain't how we're supposed to be forcing a mask when I'm shopping for groceries. Mandating lockdowns to keep me from focusing on the big picture. Just look a little closely. Started with ballots and adding the millions. Nobody required a media villain. President Trump is a racist, a catapult friction. Now most of my neighbors are willing to think I'm a bigot, supporting supremacy. If I was black, considered a sellout. Talk about privilege, I ain't had a taste while these liberals pushing their agenda to bail out these Democrat cities who funded destruction. Created by lies that said it was Russian. That helped Mr. Trump get into the office. Millions was spent and still ain't find nothing. Now we got Biden, another Obama, increasing inflation and teaching my daughter her color, her skin's a descendant dishonor, and that just alone makes her life so less harder. No matter her effort, a little bit bothered by shit that they teach and do think that it's awkward, that everything's biased. Democrats riot, call it a protest, mistake that it's called for an insurrection. When the pubs do it, it's that the worst thing since 9/11. Meanwhile, we got Sleepy Joe, drawing innocent people to find a method to veer away from our dead Americans left behind in a second. Reviving ISIS, funding violence, at a time for silence. Bitch, I was made in America, landed it free. Down my feet before I live on my knees. Communist shit wasn't a part of the dream. Suppressing our speech is obscene. I've been prayed in America, ain't taking my guns. Rigging the election and able to run. The US and B make America great again. Flexible feelings, I'm done. Hey. Hey. Bitch, I was made in America. Hey. Bitch, I was made in America. And the global pandemic that opened the border and threatened security, claiming the issue at hand is Republican racism. We now in a state of emergency. Police is hated, identification not needed when voting, now moving with urgency. Censoring truth and fact checking the proof will push climate change is the biggest of enemies. Tend to forget that we sit on the axis. I probably get banned, but just thinking Pangea ain't with the maddest political tactics to gather the ratings. Just look at the taxes or crime in the streets have been steadily rising. Patriots tired of waiting to fire the Pelosi and Biden, Kamala and tyrants like AOC making our country divided. Stating that people who won't take the jab are the reason America's failing. Handing out trillions, they pander the feelings, increasing the hatred. I pray for the children, our future, our hand is uncertain. Clowning the White House is barely observing. We globally laugh that they loving the circus. Backtracking faster with so much to lose, I still stay here with courage. The state what they're scared to admit. Only distance I need is from socialism. Pushing propaganda to the blind sheep for they troll the system. Media fake woke to divide and conquer is their whole intention. Using race and religion to strip our amendments to all of his victims. Bitch, I was made in America, landed it free. Down my feet before I live on my knees. Communist shit wasn't a part of the dream. Suppressing our speech is obscene. I've been prayed in America, ain't taking my guns. Rigging the election and able to run. The US and B make America great again. Flexible feelings, I'm done. Hey. Hey. Bitch, I was made in America.
Thanks for tuning in. If you found this video entertaining and you received any kind of enjoyment from watching it, please subscribe, share it with others, hit that notification bell, and most importantly, don't forget to smash that like button and leave a comment. It truly makes a difference. YouTube's algorithms thrive on engagement, and your support ensures these videos reach a wider audience. It's worth mentioning that YouTube doesn't directly compensate creators like me for content, so if you'd like to support the channel, consider making a donation through the Cash App provided above. Your donations will go towards me having the time to create more videos for your enjoyment. Now, with all that being said, peace, and thank you for being a part of the Surviving the Fuckery community.